Good evening, everyone. I am your current commentator. I'll be joined in a few moments by another. I am Voidborn Beast, and we are starting off as normal and standard. So right now they're just gonna go through, and Blue Cane. Nice sword pickup as well. Sorry about a bit of stuttering here. I'm just trying to catch up on some stuff quickly. So, as normal in standard, we have to go through the escape. We're going to pick up an item or two on the way. And hopefully it'll be, something good, like sword and gloves. Now, one of the things they're going to be hoping to look for as they're coming through here is a bomb drop. It will save them a trip back to the back part of escape, which is basically just a time save for free if you get it. Unfortunately, it's not guaranteed, so it's not uncommon to complete the entirety of the escape without getting them, and then you have to just come back. Fortunately, they have gloves already, so... Fortunately, because of the sword, they don't actually have to worry about too much magic management at this point. Normally, when you've got Blue Cane, you kind of have to be a little bit careful about running out. There are plenty of magic decanters in the second part, though. But, with the sword, it's largely irrelevant. Vash is enjoying the Blue Cane anyways, though, so it's good to see. It's good to see it's still receiving some use here. Alright, what do we have in Zelda's chest? So we're gonna pull our out of... I'm just not... no. This is now the second Indiana Jones movie. Alright, so moving through to the sewers, we still haven't seen a bomb drop, which is a little unfortunate. So, in standard, just during the rain sequence here, we actually get a light cone for getting through this area. If you actually come back here later, though, it's gone. It's just to ensure that lamp doesn't have to be placed before, like somewhere within the first few chests. Which is, nice because this place is a little bit difficult in dark rooms. Yeah, we're definitely going to see them stop here and just try to farm up a bomb. Good evening, High Def. So because Qairyl got a bomb, he's going to be able to check these three right now. And unfortunately, it's just several pieces of love. Still, even if it's not anything good, it's nice to know that you don't have to come back here later. It's not going to be haunting him for the rest of the race. Or at least until he decides to make the trip back. Maybe not the entire race.
Alright, I'm here. What did I miss?
Not very much. They got the gloves already. They conveniently found a sword before going through the rest of Escape, so... Uncle did give them blue game, though, which is a fun one.
Yeah, I know all too well about that one. Looks like they're getting through it pretty well.
Yep, and fortunately they both managed to get a bomb drop on their way out. Took a bit of farming on Vash's part, but they both got it, so... Seems for tree pull, at least one of them, we've got the full magic decanters. Qairyl not checking the hoarder crab.
He might check it later in the Lost Woods.
That is true. We're not going to need Aghanim for his item. Just a big 20. Please, we've got plenty of lame jokes here. You don't need to see yourself out. Oh, that's a nice order crab. Anytime you can get bombs for free is great.
Did he check Vanilla Mushroom?
He did not yet. He just jumped straight down. He'll probably just check it quickly on his way out. Conveniently an extra heart there, given that that homeless guard decided to, you know, rough him up a bit as he was trying to get down there. Powder right off the start, which is a great safety in several dungeons. Well, in this game they kind of grow under plants. I don't think it was until Ocarina of Time that they started growing on plants. Vash also going to take a free refill on bombs here.
Let's see what the hut has to offer. We have Ether. And a little bit of heart. Big 20. And, oh, just 10 arrows. Let's see what the back has.
I mean, I'd take it just for the ether. Bottle for quick sick kid check.
That's always nice to get that out of the way early so you don't have to leave it hanging around later in the seed.
Alright, time for the other cluster of items.
Nice
Oh no.
sword pickup there.
Well, we'll see if we don't need to kill him for his item, but that still kind of makes Aghanim a little bit suspicious.
100 will get your 20 today, it looks like.
Even the merchant is getting in on the. He's the apprentice to King Zora. All right, sick kid. He's got some impressive and magical jewelry going on there.
Looks like all we need at this point is hammer. We've got some Dark World access.
Whether the game gives it to them or not is a different story, though.
Too true, too true.
I'm always afraid when I get like Moon Pearling gloves and it's just like, here, have a master. So I'm like, oh no, don't make me do Aghanim just for Dark World access.
And flippers at the library, so this definitely, well, probably boots required at this point.
Yeah. You need one pair of footwear to get the other pair of footwear.
And just a trio of bombs at the race game.
Yep, he's not interested in those. So I feel he's probably going to head South Shore at this point. It's
Yeah, that was
pretty
my
much
guess as well, yeah.
There's the crazy option of just running over to Eastern and Shalarsh, but this definitely is the favored route most of the time.
I mean, as a standard opening, it makes the most sense, really, if you're doing the, I guess what some would call the counterclockwise chest checking.
Yeah, that is actually the pattern, kinda. You have to skip around desert due to where it is, but...
Just a bomb upgrade at the dam there.
Even without the flippers, I'm curious if they're going to do the fake flippers just because they've got the Moon Pearl already, since that's a requirement for getting into the waterfall cave. Did Vash check the race game? It's nothing important, but...
I think he skipped it.
Well, the good news for him is that's basically a time save, as long as he doesn't go back. Ooh, Ice Rod. But yeah, it's basically a time save if he doesn't head back there later, just because we know it's nothing important. But that's a bit of a dangerous gamble. All right, Ice Rod Cave. It seems to be pretty standard issue to check now. For some reason, I remember in the past not being checked as much, but...
And let's see what Ice Rod Cave has to offer here.
Chilled love. All right, it looks like Qairyl's going over to Eastern at this point. He doesn't want to do dark rooms for Death Mountain. To be completely fair, this is still probably the more sensible play to begin with, because there's just more over here. He doesn't have bombs for Salsrala, though. Quick map check there. We've got a pendant on Hera. We've got a blue crystal on Eastern. I didn't quite see what was on Desert. By the looks of it, it was another crystal. Okay. So that means that's 2 of the Dark World dungeons taken out of... I'm just always going to be talking when someone finds an amazing item. We have Hammer in the first chest of Eastern. So that's the aforementioned Dark World access.
Yeah, it looks like they're all set. Would be surprised if Qairyl didn't hop over to Pod after finishing up here in Eastern.
Yeah, that would be just a quick trip to the south. I bet he's probably hoping more to pick up bombs in here somewhere, though. And just so he can check Salsrala's closet back here. Fortunately, the closet doesn't have all that much in it, so...
And we got the big key there. Be able to check that before heading out.
Yep, nice to be able to grab this in quick succession rather than have to come back and get... it's a compass, of course. Every time. If you get the big key, it's like, oh man, I can check the chest. No, it's a compass. Or a burrito.
And it looks like Vash is making the same play here, so just kind of see if and when their paths diverge here.
It's a good thing that he's coming in here rather than trying to go somewhere else, though, because the hammer is right there on the ledge, so... It would be really unfortunate if he chose not to come in here and just leave it for until he had nowhere else to go, which is almost the case as is, but I know people are prone to doing dark rooms and some stuff out of order, so... Alright, Qairyl completing the eastern, front dark room. And getting some more love.
But it looks like he's not going to go into Pod. He's just going to save and quit. I imagine...
I think if he's going to take the Dark World access, he's probably just going to head over to Village of Outcasts in Thieves Town.
Either that, or he's going to go over and check Hype Cave.
Yeah.
Just judging by where he is right now, I think that's about where he's headed.
I basically ate my words instantly there. So Vash is going to clear out the rest of Eastern and unfortunately not find too much else beyond that hammer. The good thing was right at the front door. Oh, he can't check. Oh, he's going to check Hype Cave. He just has to go buy some bombs first. All right, what do you have for us today, Cave?
I'm putting my money on the boots in here.
That'd be nice.
Nope. Hype Cave was a dud.
And he bombs him. Qairyl, that guy's basically your cousin. You're both foxes at the moment. Why are you bombing him? Alright. He's probably gonna check, Oh, Vash needs to be careful here. He might have to do that room... Oh, Qairyl has to be careful as well. They're both a bit low on health.
And Vash doesn't have Berna to be able to bypass the bubbles there.
Yeah, he's probably just gonna do the room conventionally. The quote-unquote intended way.
And,
is that a B bottle?
Yeah, that was a B bottle. Looks like he's going to get it, though.
A bottle's a bottle.
Looks like Qairyl might be going over to Village of Outcasts now.
Vash is basically following in his footsteps at the moment because I think he's about to do Hype Cave too. Unhype Cave.
Yeah, the logic doesn't seem to be giving him a whole lot of options at this point.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that I'd normally think of are like... I think that's mountain, and it's like, wait, they don't have a lamp, so that can't technically be required.
Vash does have enough to go check Zora, but knowing that those flippers are at the library, you kind of hoping he gets the boots first.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's other stuff. Yeah, because without the fake flippers, they need them to get into the waterfall cave. I can't English, apparently.
And the hook shot at the treasure chest game, that's a big help.
Oh man, that's actually worth it for once. The hook shot's just like one of the most fun items in the game. I don't know why, it just is. It's movement, it's attack. It makes a funny noise.
And I love how it just completely bodies the penguins in Ice Palace.
That probably right there is why it's one of the best items.
And just a piece of heart in the sea house.
Green pendant swamp and red pendant ice. So technically speaking, flippers might not even be required.
That could make things interesting.
This is the type of seed where if I actually got boots, I'd be like, okay, there's going to be something in one of those dungeons.
Yeah, inevitably, that's the way the logic seems to be turning out in this latest version.
That being said, because Thieves Town and Skull Woods were the 5-6 crystals, that means as soon as they get the fire rod they can get the pyramid chests. I'm not quite sure where Vash is going at the moment.
Me neither. I saw him take this way a little bit ago when he was trying to get out of here after checking the thieves' hideout. So I'm wondering if maybe he's not aware of the shortcut to get around to the back entrance to the portal to the Village of Outcasts.
Alright, so Qairyl's continuing on into the back of Thieves Town. Well, it looks like Vash is actually going to go check Skull Woods first.
I usually try to avoid going into Skull Woods myself right off the bat, but that's just because I'm just not as experienced with it. But, you know, well, a lot of the better players will definitely check this. Because, I mean, you're here, might as well at least check these few chests you can get without the fire rod.
Oh yeah, and sometimes you can get both the items in advance, so... It also means that when you go into Village of Outcasts and Thieves Town, you can just do the loop there and then head straight south. You don't have to come up to Skull Woods, then cross back across the village. Speaking of Fire Rod, Qairyl just got it in the upstairs of Thieves Town. So if he were to head up to Skull Woods now, he'd actually be able to access the back and the moss.
Yeah, I can pretty much see that that'll pretty well be his next play. Qairyl picking up a nice powder refill there.
So fortunately, because he's got the hammer, he'll even be able to check the big chest while he's down here. So... Ooh.
And the Titan mitts in the back of the prison cell.
Okay, this is a Thieves Town seed, alright. I'm guessing Qairyl's been counting... Oh, no, never mind. They're going back. Ooh.
Vash isn't going to lose too much there, because thankfully he'll just respawn right where he died.
Yeah. I hate this room. It's the worst. I didn't see if there's anything in Thieves Town Big Chest. Oh, blue mail. I somehow missed the clothing change. Good job, me.
Qairyl going to work on blind using the golden bee strats.
Because that bee is actually going to push like one of the heads off screen. Yeah. Ooh. Ah, got pincered, unfortunately.
Oh, unfortunate death there.
And unfortunately, that room in Skull just providing a burrito. Well, Qairyl's insisting that they're not done here, so they're going after Blind again.
Thankfully, as far as backtracking goes, going back to the boss room in Thieves Town isn't that much of a trek.
Nah, it's only like four-ish rooms. Unfortunately, even with the blue mail, the fireballs from the head still. Oh, I think Vash just took a really unfortunate death there.
Yeah, because that's going to send him back to the light world.
Yeah,
So he's going to have to make the even bigger trek back around now.
dying in the dark world really, really hurts for Overworld.
Oh, and another unfortunate death for Qairyl there.
Those fireballs just are not being friendly. I'm curious as to why they're not using their blue cane. I'm not sure if they. I mean, there is an argument for conserving magic, but they'd get the refill anyways afterwards. So
yeah, I think Cane of Burna is one of those items that you just don't use for the most part, and to have an actual use for it and something like this it's not something that you would normally think of, especially in like a stress situation like a race like this.
yeah, especially since they basically got at the start of the games, like here's your starting weapon, and then the game's like you have a sword anyways. So
yeah, it's like as soon as you get the sword, it's like, well, don't need this anymore.
oh, they're breaking out the blue cane. Here we go.
Oh, and he gets it again.
Well, this is providing Vash with a little bit of time to catch up, unfortunately.
Yeah, just picked up his hook shot. Looks like he's gonna go right into Thieves Town without checking the bombable hut and the sea house.
Yeah, it looks like Qairyl's going to come back as well. Alright, let's see if we get the standard South Dark World route from Qairyl here. Unfortunately, Blind is one of those bosses that can really be a bit of a block for people. Unfortunately, Blue Mail, while reducing the damage from being bodied, doesn't affect the fireballs at all. So even if you've got Red Mail, if you've got 6 hearts, Blind can still kill you very quickly.
Yeah, it's kind of like the spikes in the Mothula fight.
Yep. The only difference is you can actually hurt Blind, though. The moth gets hurt when, he feels like getting hurt.
Looks like just a big 20 at the digging game and a small piece of heart at Qairyl. I mean, at Stumpy.
I mean, it's at Qairyl now. Alright, where do we have Qairyl going? I'm curious if they're going to head up to... if they're going to just do the Dark Room for Death Mountain, or...
Yeah, I think Qairyl, it looks like at this point he's going to try doing the Dark Room. I think you're right.
It's going to be really unfortunate if Lamp is out, blind. Fortunately, this dark room isn't particularly difficult.
Yeah, after the Eastern Palace Dark Rooms, it's probably one of the easier ones to learn when you're learning this run.
Yeah, and when you've got the sword, it's quite easy to just kind of follow a few set lines. That's not to say it's a free one, though. It does take a little bit of practice because you still have to memorize the actual layout.
And looks like Qairyl's gonna go another route.
It's absolutely better to just not keep trying a dark room. I've done it before with the stupid one in Mire, where sometimes it's better to just go look somewhere else if you haven't practiced a specific dark room, because you can lose a lot of time.
I tried doing the approach in Palace of Darkness, dark approach to the boss room, and that did not end well for me.
Oh no, so, the turtles.
Yeah.
That room's brutal. Not only is it hard to find your way through, it hurts.
I actually made it through the one with all the turtles, but it was the big hallway that ended up finally taking me out. But that's beside the point. I digress.
Qairyl coming in for another attempt on blind.
He's got a bit more life this time, so as long as he doesn't take many hits in the lead up here, he should be okay.
Full magic bar as well this time.
That would also make a difference, yes.
The maiden in the basement just felt like changing their dress all of a sudden. Nope, now they're back to the orange one. So, a lot of the NPCs have their palettes at least partially tied to, well, I'd say Link, but in this case, Samus.
I know the old woman outside the cuckoo coop will also reflect whatever color you're currently wearing.
I think the running kid also has one or two from the same palette. Oh, change dress again. Qairyl not even bringing out the blue cane. They're just gonna face smash their way through this one. That's my favorite method. Ah, and it's just 10 arrows after all that.
Yeah, but he does get one of the red crystals, so that's something at least.
Yep. I think we're going to see hammer pegs and maybe the frog.
Ooh, and Vash taking the same kind of death.
Blind is just being merciless today.
Yeah, he has not been kind. And no, I didn't intend that to rhyme. It just kind of fell that way.
Rhyming puns, it's all good. I mean, it is Blind we're talking about, the master of puns. Alright, so Qairyl picked up the frog. We'll go see what the breadsmiths have today.
Ugh, Blind is taking no prisoners today.
All right, dwarf. You can hop down and check the magic bat while he's here too.
Cane of Samaria. That puts Meyer and Turtle Rock more into play.
Yeah, still need the flute at the very least for Meyer.
And well, we don't know yet about the medallions to enter yet.
Yeah.
And Magic Bat with the 50.
Oh, come on, that's all Batman can spare? He's supposed to have a lot more than that. Unfortunately, Vash having issues with blind. Might be time to go pick up a magic refill. Oh, Turtle Rock and Misery Mire are probably not going to be either. It gave it to you way too early.
Vash getting a little code red there to going after blind.
Wait, that house is a shop. I never even realized I was there.
And looks like Carol's going to go check. Well, he's got to earn some stuff on the way to Zora.
Unfortunately, the stun prize is small magic decanters. So.
Oh, he's a little bit closer there. Got 20 from the crab. He might be able to farm enough from the Zoras here.
You know, that's a little bit morbid in a way.
That serves him right. 500 is too much even for the flippers in vanilla. I think at this... Well, no, I was going to say that's not going to work. I was about to say I think Carol's going to go try Swamp Palace, but that doesn't make sense. But it looks like he actually might try fake flippers here.
Vash getting blind down. Potion providing enough health.
Zora Ledge was just 3 bombs.
There we go. Good fake flipper from Qairyl. Now for the all-important not getting hit. Which, unfortunately, going to... So, there's a bow guard on this bridge here, and he's sometimes deceptively good at shooting you out of the water. But he's fortunately going to ignore Qairyl.
Yeah, thankfully he doesn't seem to notice him today. Fake flippers is one of those tricks that the first couple times you learn how to do it and do it successfully, it's immensely satisfying.
Oh, it's my favorite trick in the game. I get upset when I pick up the flippers early. It's like, ah.
Yeah, I just picked it up, started doing it myself a few runs ago, so...
Alright, so he's not going to attempt the additional fake flipper from Holo. It looks like now he's probably going to be heading towards Pod and hoping it's not bow locked. Oh, that's right, he didn't check the Shalosh's claws earlier.
If I remember correctly, there wasn't anything really of note in there.
No, I think it was like bomb upgrade, a heart container, and a piece of heart.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Well, I lied.
That big 20.
Even less
big
useful.
20s. Well, at least it gets him to the point where he can actually check Zora.
He's actually probably a little bit irritated by that, just because he already took the trip up there. It might be a while before he attempts it again. They're really at this point looking for the flute or the lamp. I get a strong feeling that there's something up on Death Mountain, and with access to both light and dark, east and west, with access to all of Death Mountain.
Yeah, I'm thinking front of pod is going to hold one of the key progression items, like you said, either the flute or the boots, which would take him up to Zora to check the waterfall, or like you said, the lamp, so they could actually have Death Mountain in logic and be able to check the hookshot, the paradox cave and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, flute would do it too. Just would technically keep the old man out of logic. Really, they probably want flute more, but they're going to want lamp at some point, because they do have to go into Mire, and the Mire darkroom is ungodly difficult.
I think at this point I'd probably prefer boots most of all, because even after going through Thievestown and everything like that, you have to make the trek all the way back just to activate the flute. You'd hope for something that allows you to get going right away. Minimize the amount of double stops you have to take. Vash picking up his cane from the breadsmiths. And just a key in that first chest for Qairyl.
Well, at least allow us continue to progress, or continued progression. No bow lock here. At least not yet.
Qairyl taking the jump in before checking the one on the ledge. But he does get a key for his troubles.
He's going to be a little bit disappointed in a moment, though. Oh, he's just blowing it open while he's here. Never mind. Clearly.
That's a good little bit of forethought there for when you actually have to come through and finish this up.
Got a better plan about it than I do, so...
Yeah.
I hate pod so much. I'm terrible at navigating this place myself, so if I don't have the mirror, I'm like, oh, what order do I do things in?
Worst part's trying to do the maze room dark. That's a challenge in and of itself.
Alright, Vash, what are you doing? You gonna follow Qairyl into pod?
Yeah, I think that looks like what he's doing here, unless he's gonna go check the pyramid. Has he been up there yet?
I don't think so. And I don't think either of them have checked Catfish yet.
And we've got the book of Qairyl. Oh, jeez. We've got the book.
Literacy.
Just make a lot. They keep seeing his name at the top of the screen there when I'm thinking of what to say, and that's why his name keeps popping out.
Alright, Vash is taking the trip up to Catfish, so if this is something good, that could be fairly big.
And it looks like Qairyl's taking the logic hint and going to check out Desert Palace. Although he's not going to be able to full clear it. without the
Unless
boots.
something like the burrito is on the lamp.
This is true.
That's what everyone hopes for when they go into desert.
That or the compass.
That too. Nah, Catfish just giving us some more love.
Let's see what Agana has.
Usually it's something that makes you want to throw bombs at him.
300 rupees, nothing to sneeze at, especially when you haven't seen Zora yet.
Yeah, that's a pretty good return, all things considered. It's not progression, but...
And considering he had to spend the 100 to get into Pod.
Greedy little monkey.
Sorry, 110.
Red mail on Desert Ledge. Probably going to see that picked up just because it is a free defensive upgrade. Well, free as in takes like 15 seconds tops. Alright, Vash might be checking Pyramid and Pod now. Looks like we're going to get the trip over to Pod. He should be able to pick up his literacy while he's there. Ah, big key on the torch in desert. No clearing that while we're here unless boots are in this chest.
Which would be nice.
Unfortunately, it's not.
Where are you going, Qairyl? So I actually have a question regarding this. You might know this. Is it within logic to go to the back section of desert and pick up the key in that first tile room and come back and open up that the room with the whatever the I-beam guy is and cannons?
I don't actually know. I don't think so. But
I've done that myself in a couple of runs, but I wasn't sure if that was considered part of logic or not.
I think there's probably some reason that it's not required. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't actually have an answer on that. I've just never done it, and I've never encountered a seed that's ever called for it. But that's not a necessarily good basis to go on. I'm not too familiar with the logic itself.
As far as the logic goes, though, I think at this point, about the only place they could really go is Zora.
It definitely looks like... yeah. I need literacy. I think Qairyl's heading back that way with another fake flipper. Alright, Vash has his book now. Looks like they may be continuing with Pod instead of leaving.
Yeah, because they could get into the well, I guess not.
I'm just gonna be a liar every time I say something.
Well, no, you actually weren't far off. I mean, he did have another key, so he could have gone to the that back section with the crumbling bridge, and then check the room with the turtles and the one below with the spikes.
Well, he would have needed to have gotten another key, but the dark room downstairs would have also been open if he could navigate that in the dark. There are torches in that room, though, so we could light them with a fire rod just to make it easier.
That's true, they do have a fire rod. Just a small heart.
They can clear Skull Woods, but no one's actually gone back there with the fire rod yet. Because all you really need is is a sword and the fire rod to get in there, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if that's where Qairyl's headed next, unless he's going to give Dark Old Man Cave a try.
Well, I'm curious if that's where they're both going.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. After all of that, they both seem to be Vash does not seem to be too far behind Qairyl at this point, if they're both making the play for Skull Woods.
I guess he doesn't quite want to put that book to use yet. I'm guessing he's going for the dungeon he knows he can clear rather than the one that hinges on boots. Actually, has Qairyl been back to Skullwoods at all yet? Because I think they just went to Thieves Town and did the South Dark World.
I think you're right. I think Qairyl did. Yeah, I think he did skip it. So this is him checking this stuff first off. Now, if I remember correctly, he didn't have too much in there. Vash didn't find too much in there when he was in there before, so he's going to go straight on back to the rear portions and just bypass all the stuff that Qairyl's is. So at this point, Vash actually is pulling ahead ever so slightly. We'll see how he does on the Mothula fight.
Unfortunately, no mirror, so we're not going to be getting a head check while we're here. Why did that fire rod shot not work? Skullwoods, do you just exist to annoy people?
I know it annoys me.
I've seen so much weird stuff in the past couple of days, so... Alright, Hallway of Gibdos. Qairyl backing out of Skullwoods. And then heading back to the portal.
Yeah, not really sure what's going on there. Maybe he possibly accidentally saved and quit.
Or did he unfortunately take a death on the way between two of the areas, because that would have sent him back to Light World as well?
He may have reflexively saved and quit.
Alright, big bug time. The moth appears to be attracted to the light as fire rod at the moment. Got at least 3 hits in there.
Ugh, that floor is not being kind to him either.
Ugh. And that started out so well, and then he just wouldn't move away from the wall. And unfortunately, the moth is that one boss where there's no real good magic refills beforehand. And when you get to Turtle Rock, the final dungeon, they're just like, here, have full magic refills everywhere, but not here.
Yeah, any magic you pick up on the way to the boss room, you basically use to get to the boss room, like in this hallway right here.
All right, Qairyl making their way back into, or into the back of, not back into.
Just a big heart there at that chest by the entrance.
I'm not sure if that's both items accounted for, or if that's, or if the moth has one.
Moth is going to have the big key, or the item at this point, meaning making the big key irrelevant.
Big key locked in its own chest. Alright, Vash versus the moth again. Let's hope the floor is a little bit nicer. Nice.
That was a much better fight.
Of course. Big key.
And there's the big key, yeah.
And now it's Qairyl's turn for the big bug. I believe the big key can be in the big chest now.
Yes, as long as you don't need the big key to get into the boss room, the big key can be in the big key chest.
Qairyl just takes the moth apart. I know there's a couple cases where keys, like chests, can just be completely inaccessible as long as they contain nothing in them. Like in Deez Town, the big chest, the key, the small key to get into the big chest room can be in the big chest. As long as it doesn't lock out the ability to complete the game. I'm not sure if that actually applies to the big chest in Swamp and the big chest in Skull Woods, but I believe it does. Oh, come on, all that for a big 20. Game, please. Where do you want people to go? The only thing I can think of is that it wants them to head further into pod.
Yeah, there are there's 3 chests in the back. Two chests in the back that they can get.
It's not going to count the ones downstairs.
No, not the ones downstairs, yeah.
Yeah. The only way they'd get the one in the in that tiny spike room hallway type deal is if the one in the turtle room is a key, though, because they don't have that many keys.
Right, but at this point I can't think of where else they could go.
Oh, yeah. I'm being silly. Fat Fairy. Thank you, chat.
Yes, they do have it. That is correct.
Yeah.
Good call. Let's see if either of them remember that they have that there. Looks like Carol's going to check what's on bumper. It's the mushroom.
Game, please. Well, they don't have the cape at the moment, so they're not going to check that.
Yeah, I think Carol's going to Pyramid Ferry now. He wasn't able to get across from the direction he was. It's just much faster to go this way.
Yeah, they would have had gone all the way back through Village of Outcasts. And... Oh, that's right. Vash hasn't actually checked Desert yet, so they're definitely going to come here first. Oh, it definitely makes sense to come down here into Desert.
Yeah, given how far Vash is along so far, it's probably one of the smarter plays. Well, one of the only plays he could make at this point, apart from doing what Carol's doing right now, which I imagine Vash will probably be doing shortly thereafter, as soon as he finds that, as of right now, it's a dead end.
Yeah, he's just going out to pick up the armor at this point. All right, Fairy, are you going to send us back to pod or give us what we need?
There's the lamp.
But all right, Death Mountain, here we come. There is one more chest in pod that's in logic, specifically the one with the 4 turtles just after the collapsing bridge. But why head back there for one chest when you can go to Death Mountain for, I don't know, $500 million?
Yeah, especially with the hook shot and the Titan Mitts and the Moon Pearl, being able to check Paradox Cave, Spiral Cave, Hookshot Cave, just all that stuff. Get all of that out of the way. That's going to make... we'll see just what happens, because I've seen seeds where you get all that stuff and all the overworld chests still have next to nothing.
Yep. Plus, Qairyl itself, it is a pendant, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Trolldorm had an item on him. It fits the name. Does there really need to be like 5 sky cabbages on screen at once? Alright, Paradox Cave. Vash picking up his lamp, he's probably going to be coming right up here afterwards too.
Yeah, I think you're right. First cave was a bust.
After the real high cave. So hype, even the mole orbs are bouncing off the wall. Game, please don't do this. Don't make it all money.
There's the boots.
Thank you, game. So that definitely made the trip worthwhile.
Well, given how much was left, I don't know what else could have been up there except the boots.
He's gonna head straight into Dark World. So if he
I
doesn't
don't blame him.
find,
I was gonna say I don't blame him. He can check Super Bunny. He can check Hookshot Cave. He can check all. That's 6 chests right there.
but if he had gone up to the top first, he'd have been able to check Spiral Cave. With no mirror, he can't actually get back over here to do it quickly.
That's true. Maybe a little gamble there.
It is Spiral Cave, so I can't. Or he might just, get mirror somewhere in here and be like, okay, perfect.
Wow. I mean, Boots is huge, but everything else has just been. To say lackluster is an insult to things that are lackluster.
Boots are just that hype, though, so.
There's the flute.
The flippers are also yeah. Thank you, chat.
And it's Bombos to enter Turtle Rock.
Of course it is.
Yes, flippers are in the library. And kind of being one of the gatekeeping items on this particular seed.
Well, they need Bombos now for Go mode as well, not just Bo.
And they... Can they get through this without mirror?
Which, the Spike Cave? You don't need.
I was going to say, do they need... Well, no, I mean, do they need mirror for Go mode?
Oh, for the entire seed in general. Swamp isn't required, and I think that's the only dungeon that you absolutely must have it for.
So yeah, I guess yeah, medallions, bow, and that's pretty much it.
They need to go pick up their flippers, but they know where that is. Well, they don't even technically need flippers. What am I talking about? Swamp isn't required. Theoretically.
That's true, but I've got a sneaking suspicion that the Zora waterfall is going to hold one of the items that they need.
Qairyl already checked in there using fake flippers. It wasn't anything.
I didn't see him open any chests there. I thought I saw him try to get in there. Oh, you know what? You are right. You're right. I did. I saw him go in and then come back out and then go back in. I missed that. There's the mirror.
Boots are hiding everything.
All rise.
Unfortunately, we have Vash's sound, so when he gets here.
Yes, I was a bit premature on the national anthem.
All right, we've got one duck.
I imagine he'll go to Mire now.
Might as well see what the medallion here is. Not to mention Mire Shed right there.
And check Checkboard Cave while you're there, too. You don't have flippers, Qairyl.
Oh, that corner sometimes just decides to pull you into the water. Does let you dash through those guys, though.
Shield upgrade and a big 5. Vash getting his mirror. Be happy to see that.
Well, Qairyl doesn't want to actually check Meyer immediately by the looks of it. They're probably going to go take a look now, actually. I'm also going to pronounce their name right one of these times. Oh, come on, it's quick. See? Look. They got Ether early.
Yeah, somebody in chat earlier called it that the the 2 medallions that were not Ether were going to be required.
Good news is, though, while he's here, he can finish off Desert.
Yeah, that'll be nice to get that one out of the way.
I definitely think this is one of those seeds that kind of makes you question why you're still doing this. They've just had to go all over the place for stuff.
Yeah, it's like one of those seeds where you get all the stuff you need to do a lot of work right at the beginning, and those kind of seeds just kind of spoil you for seeds like these.
Come on, Chad. I don't think they need a pedestal seed at this point. Yes, Bo could be on pedestal. Yes,
That's true. They both have the book, and neither of them have checked the pedestal at this point.
both medallions they need could be there. Apparently wants to give Qairyl a bomb refill. I think that's 2 or 3 8 drops in a very, very short amount of time. Yes, I realized I was talking during the national anthem. I forgot to stop my sentence.
It's because I called it when it wasn't actually playing.
All right, Land Mullis. Now I really want them to go and look at pedestal just to find out if this seed's gonna really be that mean. At this point, I don't think I could put anything past this seed.
The shovel, yet another fetch quest.
Is that why the land moles can burrow through the ground? You just shovel really quickly. All right, Qairyl, where to now? Is this it? Nope. They're just gonna go. Where are they going from here? Might be doing. Oh, purple chest. That's right. All right. Let's see. I'm really curious if Flippers is basically just saying go into swamp or ice. It's something I wouldn't want to do, but the game doesn't really care what the players want most of the time. Ooh, Vash needs to be careful. My molus being a little bit painful here. Ah, that's unfortunate. Well, it's also a good time to do treble check, so it's actually a pretty good idea to come down here and grab all this stuff. And it's another bottle. You can even swim with the purple chest as long as you don't hit the A button and try to dash or anything. Fairy's a pretty good find. It's just not, the progression they're hoping to see after everything else this seed has made them do already. You bring him his lunch, he gives you a tip. Qairyl's actually got a pretty nice route here, just because of how many locations can be hit at once. And unfortunately, they all turn into red rupees. All right. Ether has So it was really nice that Bombos was just sitting there for him. And Pet is instantaneously, just like that. No more Pet Dream. Qairyl not checking... Oh, Qairyll's going to go into Spiral Cave now while they're here. Deciding not to go into Tower of Hera, and they appear to be on their way to... Turtle Rock, actually. I guess they're going on the basis of complete the required dungeons when possible. Try to skip the pendants as much as you can. Qairyl kind of angry with that rock.
It looks like Qairyl might be taking a Swamp Palace dive just to see at this point.
And on the opposite side of that, Vash is going into Hera. Might be time for said pendant checks. Alright, let's see if we can get anything. I love that bonk into the switch and then just grabbing it while you're midair and starting to pull.
I haven't quite mastered that one yet.
It's got a decently large range on when you can do it. I don't think it really saves much in the way of time or anything, but it's just amusing seeing your character in the air while the switch is being pulled out.
There's the bow.
Okay, so that's a really good find for Vash.
At this point, then, I think we just need Quake, and we'll have Go mode.
Did Vash pick up the bombos from Spectral Rock?
I don't know if he did or not.
He should be able to check like really quickly if he didn't, but so this is pretty unfortunate for Qairyl, unless no, Pedestal is not alive. Pedestal was actually checked. It's just Couch Cash. But unless Quake is in here in Swamp, this is basically just a huge amount of wasted time for Qairyl. And Trolldorm being Trolldorm. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hoping Quake is here in Swamp, but
It would just kind of be, like I said, par for the course for the seed, for everything to be spread out so far, and the routing choices don't seem to make that much of a difference in terms of, you know, putting you ahead or behind.
yeah. Unfortunately, Trolldorm in temper tantrum mode now. Ugh.
Oh.
Carol's gonna check. Well, it looks like Vash isn't interested in fighting Trolldorm, but having already found the bow, that is Eastern and Pod completable. So,
Yeah, and it does look like he did get the bombos.
all right, good to know. Carol checking left side swamp. So we're probably going to see Vash complete both of these dungeons. Both crystals, and you've got everything you need, so no reason not to.
Yeah, I should be able to just blast right through them. Let's see what the rest of Swamp Palace holds in store, see if it was a good move or not. It's hard to say at this point.
And so far, it's been pretty empty. All things considered, though, I think Vash has a bit of an advantage at the moment. Just that bow alone. I don't know how long it'll take Qairyl to go back up there and take a look, since he already went past Terra.
Yeah, I can't imagine him checking that or Ice Palace at this point.
All right, let's find out what's on the bow-locked side of Pod. Yeah, Qairyl really needs Quake to be in here somewhere. A Quake find in here would be really good. It also convinced me that this seed is even more mean than it really needs to be.
Yeah, this seed is diabolical. Once again, just getting useless stuff from most of the chests here in Swamp Palace.
Qairyl's probably very concerned at the moment, because coming into a pendant and getting not necessarily literally nothing. If Ahasrala has Quake, then
yeah, I was gonna say at the very least this is a green pendant, and he's got one other place he can check.
all right, time for Argus. We're also going to get to see our back of Pod here. So many keys. So the good news for Vash is, because he got the mirror, he's actually going to be able to just head straight back to the... does he even want to head? Yeah, he'll probably head back to the front door from here. I don't know, Pod confuses me way more than it should.
And now does Qairyl go back and check the big key chest in Swamp Palace? Yes, he does.
You're already here, so...
Just another big 20.
That's basically been this seed.
Same at the big chest in Swamp. Oh my goodness. And a small piece of heart in the big chest in Pod.
Well, someone's gonna find Quake eventually.
At this point, I'm probably going to put my money on either Helmasaur or the Armos Knights.
I'm gonna put on Colts there.
You're putting it on Colts.
It's the thing the seed would do.
And I think Qairyl might be making a play for Tower of Hera. I'm surprised he didn't go check Sahasrahla.
He might be thinking to do that if he can find the bow somewhere else first.
And Brutesque in the chat makes a good point. He could also be heading over to Turtle Rock since... wait, no, he needs Quake for Turtle Rock.
No. Turtle Rock is Bombos.
Oh, Turtle Rock is one.
Ah, squirrel, please. Oh my god, that's the worst place for that squirrel to stop. Well, the good news is Qairyl, if he goes upstairs, is going to get the bow here. Which, again, if he heads over to Pod and Eastern, will probably hand in the Green Pendant then. No, Turtle Room being uncooperative. Alright, Helmasaur, do you actually have anything for us? Or are you just gonna spew a lot of fireballs and make it a really annoying fight?
I'm going to say he'll have a big 20.
He'll probably have a big 20.
And Qairyl gets his bow. Is he going to get out, or is he going to check a couple more? He still needs Quake, so I'm thinking he might stick around up here for a little bit.
He's only got the big chest and... well, I'm going to say Trolldorn, but you know, Trolldorn will probably drop the small key or something.
I think the big chest was the small key.
Yep. Oof. Getting knocked down a couple floors.
Ouch.
Well, we will never know what Trolldorn has. Unless it's Quake and they have to come back here later.
No, Trolldorn didn't have the Quake. Vash beat him. At least no, wait, no, that's right. You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
He was being extra trolly today, so...
yeah, I forgot. It's late for me.
Tempered for Vash off of Helmasaur.
That's going to help him out immensely, especially in the Ganon fight. The way these bosses have been.
But Master Sword Silverless is so much fun. No, it's not. It's really not.
I wouldn't wish Master Sword Silverless on anybody. Except maybe Andy.
It's an interesting experience, but it's a very, very long fight, and that alone just kind of makes it really, really tedious. Even as a viewer, it's not particularly entertaining. It's one of those cases where you start asking, it's like, come on, will you just die already?
Even the teleporter pads are being trolly today.
They have deceptively weird hitboxes for some reason. I'm sure it makes absolute sense within the game itself. I'm just not sure what it is. The tournament is not currently in the bracket stage. I believe there is a link somewhere to the current lineup, though. It should just be below the stream itself. Oh, yeah.
Yes, thanks, Evan Weeks, for posting the link in chat there.
All right, Eastern. Or Eastern. Of course it's in Eastern.
Yes, Eastern.
Armmost Knights. Armmost Knights. Eastern's not the boss. Eastern's the dungeon.
Nice quick kill on the... What are those things called? The eyeball knights or whatever they are?
The ones you have to shoot with the arrows?
Yeah.
I believe they're actually called Gorias.
Oh, that sounds right, yeah.
I believe there's a replacement for the boomerang throwing guys in the second game.
God, I hated those. I would die so many times to those.
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't Armmost Knights have silver? Well, they don't have to worry about Silverless Ganon at all then, because they both need to get that. It would have been nice before Armos, so he could very quickly kill them, but... Where to now, Vash? Oh no, is he going into Swamp 2?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to make a swamp dip.
Well, this is definitely going to bring us closer together again. It's going to give Qairyl plenty of time to finish off Pod in Eastern.
So are you thinking Ice Palace for the Quake Medallion, or do you think it's going to be in Turtle Rock?
To be completely honest, I don't like both options, but they at least have to go through Turtle Rock. But like I said, I'm expecting it on Cold Stare, because why not? I'm not sure if Vash actually checked Meyer earlier while he was here. I think he walked past it, didn't he?
I thought that he did check it, but it's possible he could have just forgotten.
All right, well, it looks like he's on his way to T-Rock now. He saw it to Crystal. He's got the items to do it, so...
Yeah, I know. I'm rather pleased when I see that I don't have to do Turtle Rock.
I don't know, I don't dislike it that much as a dungeon. I'd rather do Turtle Rock than Mire or Ice. And Swamp. Kind of the nice thing about it is, even if you're taking the time to fully clear it, it usually ends up being, with the exception of maybe the laser bridge, not that much of a difference for the purpose of full clearing. You have to go through most of the rooms anyways.
This is true. I've just had phenomenal bad luck with Trihex fights lately, so that's probably why I'm not happy with it.
I mean, I wouldn't want to fight Trihex either. Alright, let's see if we've got the Quake in Turtle Rock. If it is, that'll put Vash into go mode, and he'll be just clearing up Mire and making his way to Ganon's Tower.
Qairyl having some of the same luck with the turtles. And that's true. Neither of them have checked Sahasrara yet.
Well, Vash still hasn't actually gone through Swamp, so, which is potentially fortunate or very unfortunate, depending on what he actually has.
Bumper Cave was the mushroom, which I guess, yeah, it could still be Quake.
I'm not gonna lie, this seed has actually trolled them to the point where I just kind of want it to give one of them the Quake in a not dumb location. It's already put stuff all over the place. Alright, Helmsford goes down for Qairyl. Meanwhile, Vash gets to contend with the most powerful boss in the game, the Chain Chomps.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Oh no, he gets caught behind the crystal switch wall.
This room. These Chain Chomps are just like the destroyer of worlds. They do so much damage for the fact that they're just kind of random enemies in one room.
And they always go exactly where you don't want them to go.
All right, Carol's going to go through, finish up Eastern Palace, and get his silvers. Which, regardless of who you are, is really, really nice to see because it just makes the last phase of the game fight so much faster.
Yeah, between the Red Gorillas, the Landmola refight, and Ganon himself, yeah, it just makes things go a lot faster.
So many fairies. All of the fairies for Vash.
Still haven't seen the bug net, though.
The bug net is on the floating island in Death Mountain.
I missed that.
They only briefly walked by it a couple of times. Actually, I'm not even sure if... I think one of them might not have seen it up there at all. Oh no, Qairyl... Yeah, Qairyl went back and did Spiral Cave. I think he saw it then. Alright, let's see if Vash checks the Mimic Cave. Or if he's just gonna go straight through.
I'd be surprised if he skips Mimic Cave, just knowing that he still needs Quake. I'd be surprised if he passed up another opportunity for something to be there.
Yeah, that'd be really dangerous. Gambles aren't great until you make the wrong one. Then you lose instantly.
Pedestal was Couch Cash.
Alright, Carol's gonna go turn in his green pendant now. Let's see what Shlarsh has.
And a single rupee in Mimic Cave. Oh. There's Quake!
Oh no!
Wow! Okay,
Seed.
Qairyl is... Oh, man.
Seed, why? Why are you doing this?
Wow! So, can you call this neck and neck now? Or is Qairyl ahead?
Carol's basically ahead at this point because Vash has to go back to Swamp, kill Argus, then go over to Shlarsh when he's already cleared Eastern and Pod.
And then come back up towards Turtle Rock again to get back to Ganon's Tower when he's done. So yeah, Qairyl.
Basically just got the lead there, yeah. Because he's just going to go into Mire, he's going to finish it, going to go up to T-Rock, clear that, and just walk straight over to GT.
And just like that, your luck can change in one of these races.
Vash also found the Butter Sword. Not quite as exciting as Quake, but, you know, it's a Butter Sword, so...
So that means now that Qairyl is in go mode and just needs to kind of blast through these last two dungeons and...
Yep, go mode, silvers, tempered, basically everything. Everything you could reasonably want to get. And Vash appears to have run out of keys somewhere. No, he didn't. I'm being silly. He's not out of keys. He's out of magic. What am I talking about? Duh. If I looked at the screen a bit more before opening my mouth, I might not make mistakes like that.
Ah, there, Vash gets his full magic refill there. That'll help. Now he just needs to get this
Those bouncy
pokey or
things
whatever,
are...
pokey or something like that, whatever they're called.
They've actually got some weird name. I think it's like Hogu Boku or something. I don't know. Everyone just calls them Pokies because they look like Pokies, though. This is the Mario dungeon. Come on.
Well, I mean, there are other. Oh, and he gets hit.
That's actually it should put it. It'll put him back at the big chest, anyways.
Yeah, it's not too much of a loss there. Yeah, the Zero Suit Samus skin actually tripped me up earlier because I saw him get he had the blue mail on and he had on the purple suit, which I for some reason thought was the red mail skin for what was it? No, there was a little glitch back there. Back when he picked up the red mail, he already had the red mail skin on his sprite. I'm not sure exactly what happened there.
All right, Qairyl. Unfortunately, still looking for the Meyer key. Probably gonna have to do the cutscene room. Vash seems to be having a little bit of issues with this room. If you get off track, it's... Well, I'm not going to say off track, but... I was going to go to lose track, but they're... Listen, room. You're hard to talk about. If you lose your way, it can turn to a bit of a nightmare to get back to where you're going. I'm not sure if Qairyl's sprite is from anywhere, really. Like... It's just kind of a fox. Ooh, Vash needs to be careful. He does need to go onto Laser Bridge. I'm curious if he's going to take the... Oh, he's going to go for the safety door, I think. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be Fox from Star Fox. It probably is. I'm just not entirely specific on that. Or I don't know specifically. Well, the good news for Vash is that he's at least going to respawn right here. I think you could easily make the argument that Sprite is based on Star Fox, just because the bunny form is wearing shades like James was, so it wouldn't surprise me.
According to the list of sprites available for it, it is just known as Fox Link, not necessarily Star Fox Link, just Fox Link.
Yeah. All right, Qairyl versus Eyeballs. Soon. Fortunately, because of Silvers, this fight is going to be really, really silly.
Yeah, trivial, I think is what I would call it at this point.
It's a nice little break after this seed. Just being able to... actually, he doesn't have enough arrows.
Ooh, yeah, that is rough. Hopefully he has a thought to farm some here. I don't know if it's possible.
Hopefully it is. Meanwhile, Vash is fighting Trinex up here.
Vash doesn't have his fairy anymore, does he?
I don't think so. This is going to be very... oof. Bopped by the head.
Yeah, the boss in Mire is definitely one of those ones that you hope you get silvers before you get to.
Yeah, unfortunately he's not going to have a full set of arrows. But he'll at least be able to clear out several of the eyeballs. Getting bopped quite a few times here, though. Needs to be really careful at this point, because the lightning will... Yeah.
You jinxed it.
I shouldn't have said anything. He still has his fairy, though, so...
Well, yeah, there is that. And I bet Vash is praising having found the butter sword, making short work of the two necks on there.
And there's Trinex down, and there's Vitreous down.
Simultaneous boss kills.
Unfortunately, Trinex is a student of Michael Bay and spends a lot more time exploding. So now Qairyl's probably going to make their way up to just Turtle Rock. There's really little reason to go elsewhere, except maybe to pick up potions if they feel like they need a little bit more safeties.
Right, we'll see where he goes from here. I wouldn't... Yeah, you called it.
When you've got that much money, you might as well.
It's a play I would make, especially if I'm not planning on coming back down here. And especially given how brutal this seed has been.
Vash about to get their bug net.
I have seen that he has he has been going and getting some extra fairies from time to time, so getting the bug net, since it's not too far out of the way, it definitely is a smart move on his part.
So now the question is when does Vash actually go into Swamp? If he heads... Okay, that looks like maybe now. Unfortunately, he's still at quite a disadvantage here, because even if he just goes straight through Swamp now to Argus, doesn't check left side or anything, just grabs Green Pen and decides to go to Shalar Slash, he still has to go into... okay, never mind, he's not going to Swamp. Where is he going?
I'm not sure even he knows at this point. You know what, I think he might be going...
Can't really say that much negative about it, just because at this point he's probably a little bit nervous about his position, given how some of the bosses have been.
My guess is he thinks he might need to go and finish up Hera. Nope.
I think he's going for Zora. He never went and got his flippers, though, so he's not going to be able to check the Waterfall Cave. Oh, that's why he's not going to Swamp. He didn't go and get his flippers. He was probably getting ready to go to Swamp and then realized, wait, I can't actually swim. I really hope he hasn't forgotten that they're in the library, because that's a pretty quick pickup.
Yeah, flippers are in the library, but he has not yet been to Zora, so he's checking Zora to see if maybe he has the Quake medal, which unfortunately he doesn't, but Vash doesn't know that.
He really needs to make his way back to the library.
Yeah, I think that's where he's going. I think he was checking Zora just to make sure that he didn't have to go into Swamp Palace, but unfortunately he does.
Basically to be expected with the way the seed's been going. Yeah, here we go.
Meanwhile, Qairyl having only a slightly easier time with the chain chomps than Vash did. Yes, flippers in vanilla are at Zora.
Alright, now is he going to take these and head back up to the waterfall cave and really hope he doesn't have to go in there? Or is he going to take this to... The scary part here is he might take this as Ice Palace access as well.
Yeah, but he is taking Swamp, so let's see what... Well, no, I thought he... Yeah, he's got to go back in.
Need a portal to access this place, unlike Entrance Randomizer.
So hopefully he takes the hint from getting the green pendant and goes to see Sarsaparilla.
Alright, Qairyl's going to continue on through here. Unfortunately, limited on magic, but... Vash is definitely on the right path now, though. He's probably going to go in the swamp, clear it, get his green pendant, hopefully check it immediately since it's green pendant, and that'll give him this access to Meyer and just send him on his way to finishing up the seed.
Well, the thing is, though, he doesn't know. He still is looking for that Quake medallion, so he is likely going to check every chest he can in here. It's not going to be the quick route through here. I highly doubt he's going to skip like you said, the left side. He's going to check everything he can get.
Probably not, but it's better than doing ice and then running back up to Hera and then finally making his way back down to swamp. Like I said, I just really hope that he does just quickly check. It's one of those cases where when you know where the item is, it's just really unfortunate when you see the wrong path being taken, but it's, again, the players don't know, so...
Exactly.
And with a seed like this, a lot of players would probably be quite frustrated at this point, so... Unfortunately, the big key for the Swamp Palace chest is on Argus, so not going to be able to check that before completing the dungeon.
Yeah, no, it's a good. He'll still want to go back and check it.
Qairyl taking the safety door here, probably a good choice when you don't have like double magic or mirror shield.
Oh, that's right. We haven't seen half magic yet.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm curious as to why I can't just use the actual mirror here. Just run towards the lasers waving in front of you. Alright, Qairyl's turn for Trinex while Vash finishes clearing out Swamp. Qairyl starting with the ice head, not wanting to deal with slippery floor.
Ooh, that was close. Almost ran out of magic.
They got that mountain of blue potions though.
Yeah, he did. He did pick that up though. That is true.
And a really fast kill on the final phase. If you really have issues with the ice head, you can actually start with even if you don't have butter, you can start with the fire one just to get the initial damage in while you're waiting for the ice one to pop out, and then quickly switch over to finishing ice off before it gets to put the slippery floor down, and then go back to finishing off fire. It's a little bit of extra menuing, but it guarantees that you don't have to deal with the slippery floor.
All right, and Qairyl is on to Ganon's tower.
So that means big key guessing time?
Yes, big key guessing time. Post your guess out of 22. What do you think?
I'd rather it be 2. I get the feeling it's going to end up being 22, though.
There's the half magic in chest number 1.
Nice find. Vash pulling out their flute, so they might not go back into Swamp. They might just immediately take off from there.
Yes, but are they going to go there or are they going to go to Ice Palace?
Unfortunately, they need a mirror first, regardless of where they're going.
There's the right move.
He knows how this seed's working. He's just like, no. We're just gonna... Not bombing him. Door closing on Qairyl. Narrowly gets into this room.
I hate that room so much.
Opting to chuck bombs at this thing.
I hate that room more than the one with the Gibdos and the jellyfish in Skull Woods.
And there's
the big key.
Just needs one small, which he's going to grab right here. Qairyl continuing to look around. Maybe just grabbing another... He might just be grabbing a second small key just because.
Yeah. Missing it a couple of times there.
Not actually required because of the mini helmet snore up there, but... Sometimes it's, nicer to just feel safe.
As I always say, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Well, that was weird for Qairyl. Kinda got stuck. And now Qairyl is on his way up to the gauntlet. Meanwhile, Vash is poking through Mire. Just needs one small key and the big key to make his way down to Vitreous. Fortunately, he should have enough arrows when he gets there to finish it off quickly. Qairyl, deciding that no fairies are necessary, is going to just head straight up here. He's got plenty of potions, so... Choosing to shoot the bow at everything.
It's too bad the arrows don't work on the BMO statues like in which one was that? I think it's Wind Waker. You can use arrows to take out the beam statues.
It's actually kind of unfortunate that he's using the arrows. It's also unfortunate that sword beams really, really suck. He still needs the arrows for Ganon, so he might want to conserve some of them. You don't need many, but...
I think there is a small refill just at the end of the gauntlet, if I'm not mistaken.
There's a few after Line Rolls too here, yeah, under one the pot.
And he's probably going to use the arrows on the land moles too.
That definitely makes sense. That if
choosing not to use his last arrow to finish off the last land mole.
And after the Wizrobe rooms. Ooh, just missing that one by a little bit. And just poking it with a sword.
And Vash has the big
gets his.
key, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so he's gonna head just down to the eyeball at this point and put a bunch of silver arrows into them. Meanwhile, Qairyl has completed the bulk of the trip up GT. Unfortunately, still has to contend with the always annoying Trolldorm 2. Doesn't have to worry about the sprite despawn because of taking the time to pick up the magic. Oh, hey! Convenient!
That's a big help. Though I think he has, what, two others? Maybe 3 others?
Maybe 3. Game, please.
You know, he just had to get that one with just a single arrow in there.
I see you're a little short on arrows. Here, have one. Alright, by the sounds of it, he used 2 of his blue potions, so he should be back up to 2 again. Alright, Trolldorm 2. You gonna be cooperative? Yes, he is.
With Buttersword, he better be.
Nice quick fight.
And considering how many times these guys fell to Trolldorm and didn't... Trolldorm 1, they actually didn't even beat Trolldorm 1.
The good news is they didn't have to, so really, it's...
They just get their revenge on Trolldorm 2.
Now for everyone's favorite geometry-based wizard. That's just tearing up Vitreous. Oof. Almost a triple for Qairyl.
Almost got the triple, yeah.
And done.
There it is.
Qairyl playing with the bat. And meanwhile, Vash is going to make his way up to GT.
Yeah, Qairyl's got 7 arrows. He's going to have to aim carefully, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem at this point.
Ganon. You are
I think you've had enough.
We did bring the food. Or we're about to. On to phase 3. Just tearing up phase 1 and 2 with the butter sword. Always an amazing feeling given the fire bat phase is a huge pain. Ooh. Unfortunately missing torch glitch, but this might be a double or a triple.
Just the double that time.
Oh, but we're probably about to finish with a double-double. Yep.
And Qairyl is done.
Nice. Just after everything the seed's done, just decides to completely dismantle again. And GG to Qairyl.
Yeah, good game, Qairyl. Looks like he's going to finish with a time of 2:26 and about 56, it looks like.
I'm not sure that ending text is appropriate, but...
Thankfully, Vash is going to the right instead of the left, so he will likely pick up the big key sooner rather than later. Oh, I spoke too soon.
All right, let's see if Qairyl is open for an interview.
Qairyl will be joining us in just a second. Looks like Vash is going to go back down the right side. Looks to be the right play at this point.
Hopefully the Gibdo room will be a little bit nicer. No, the Torch Gibdo room as opposed to the other Gibdo room.
And we've got Qairyl here. Good game, Qairyl.
GG.
There we go.
That was quite a seed, wasn't it?
I don't really know what to make of it.
You were ahead for about the first, I'd say, a little bit, first about half hour or so, and then with having some problems with some of the bosses at the beginning, Vash was able to catch up, and you guys ended up going into what was it? Which dungeon was it about the same time?
Vash went into... Oh, what dungeon was it that they went into at the same time?
You guys went into Dark World for the first time at about the same time, and you went into Thieves Town, and he went into Skull Woods.
Yeah, Blind is a terrible fight for me. I don't know why, but he always seems to wreck me.
To be completely fair, you could probably, stopped out Blind is a terrible. That's how I feel.
I think the most annoying part about this one was I forgot that I had Cane of Burna for the longest time.
It's an easy one to forget when you're given it right at the start, and normally... Vash has some serious issues here. It's easy to forget because it gave it to you right at the start of the game, and then immediately said, here's a sword as well. So you didn't even have to really use it as a weapon throughout the escape sequence that much. What
really seemed to turn the tide, it was kind of a delayed response. Your delve into Swamp Palace. Meanwhile, Vash went into Tower of Hera and picked up the bow, and at that point, it seemed like he was ahead. But it turned out your dive into Swamp Palace really seemed to pay off because Sahasrara had the Quake medallion you both were looking for.
Yeah, Swamp being the green pendant was really what made me want to go in there in the first place. I figured there's plenty of stuff in there. There's probably going to be something, and if not, at least I can get that.
Vash is out of arrows, so unfortunately he can't actually get past the red gorillas leading up to the ascent. But yeah, when I know when you actually pulled God the Quake from Shalar, like everyone was just excited. It was a huge change in the way the race was going.
Yeah, I about had a heart attack when that thing showed up. I think that's the first time I've ever had Sassafras have something useful.
Well, given the way this seed went, just like everything was just spread out all over God's green earth, it really was just par for the course for this whole seed.
We were basically expecting that was going to be on like Sasrala or Cold Stare or the pedestal, but fortunately the pedestal got checked decently. Well, I'm not going to say decently early, but in a decent time period.
I'm just glad I didn't have to go into ice.
It's great when you don't have to go anywhere near ice.
Especially because I don't have the bomb jump down yet, so that would have caused a lot of issues.
So the bomb jump is primarily useful if you're trying to clear fast. If you're going to go through the full clear process, it's not as big a time save, so it's not a concern there if you're still looking for an item. It's nice, but plus with Red Cane, that's even more not actually technically needing the bomb jump.
Well, either way.
To be like, not wanting to go into ice is completely understandable regardless. It's still ice, so don't get me wrong.
Just ice physics in general are terrible.
The penguins.
With hookshot, they're not that bad, I guess.
Yeah, thankfully you didn't have to go searching too far for hookshot this time.
I was a little wary of trying out Tower of Hera since it was not a non-green pendant. But I figured, hey, if I'm going up here to check Spiral Cave anyway, I might as well. And it just happened to have a bow in it.
It's actually a very quick check as far as dungeons are concerned, unless it makes you run into the basement. So,
And seeing the map in that first room was a little nerve-wracking.
fortunately, it also immediately followed up with the big key so you could get upstairs. So, overall, how did you, like, is this seed, like, it felt like this one is the type that just makes you kind of frustrated and tilted. I don't think the seed would have been nice to anyone.
I almost did a fake flipper into ice.
Yeah, it's a good thing you checked Sasrala first then. Like, it could have been expected with the way the seed was going. There was just items in all of the worst locations, basically.
Oh, and Vash is saving and quitting. Yeah, he just ran out of options of places to find arrows.
I feel like he's probably just gonna head to one of the one of the shops.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's hitting the one by the lake, which doesn't have arrows.
I know the one. Well, I don't know. I think the one just northeast of Qairyl has arrows, but. Oh, there's a hut over here. I always forget this thing exists. It's even used pretty often, too, when you only get... I don't think you really see it in Standard, but...
You usually see it when you need to farm for bombs, not necessarily for arrows.
I hope he picks up some, yeah, he's probably going to pick up some extras here for Ganon as well. Alright, looks like he's going to pick up some more potions and probably make his way back up to GT to finish this up. Plenty of arrows, plenty of healing. Definitely a big thumbs up for Vash for finishing up after this seed.
Yeah, even in the face of, you know, something like this, to go ahead and you know, still finish is really a good mark of character. Or at the very least, tenacity. Ah, dead rocked again.
This seed. So, Qairyl, do you have any questions pertaining to the seed?
There are a lot of curiosities that I've got. Like, where was the cake?
I don't think we ever found it.
Yeah, I wish I had an answer for you, but
I mean, basically, you and Vash did pretty much the same route for the most part. You know, diverging a couple of places and then coming back and doing, you know, the ground the other person had already done. So I don't think things were ever really checked or found that that both of you didn't find. About the only thing that that you found that he hasn't was an extra shield upgrade. Oh, and Vash went ahead and got the bug net. That was about it.
Yeah, I didn't know that was there until I was about to go into T-Rock.
All right, making his way through the red gorillas.
There we go. Let's finally move on now.
Yep, up to completing the gauntlet.
Qairyl, chat asks, would you have picked up the bug net if you had seen it sooner?
Probably. Given how god-awful my blind fight was, I probably could have used a couple fairies in a bottle. Was that silent again?
No, we heard you.
Vash, noticing his balls are full, just can pick up the fairies. He's got plenty of safeties here, so. Now for some of the most annoying floors in the game. Oh, he's just not gonna even. It's explosions time.
Honestly, given his the number of blue potions he has, I wouldn't blame him one bit.
Also, it's just fun.
It's a good way to take out some frustrations on this god-awful seed.
Well, unfortunately, they still don't get rid of the BMOs, but...
Another question for Qairyl. Is this your first tournament?
Not only is it my first tournament, this is my first race.
It's surprisingly, it's a little bit more stressful compared to just running individually, isn't it?
Oh yeah, by a long shot.
That is one thing that definitely comes into races like this, especially one-on-ones. Like, there's a lot more nerves involved than when you're just doing a seed on your own and just having fun.
Another question. What do you feel you need to improve upon for next time?
Definitely routing and boss fights.
Speaking of routing, I did want to compliment you. There was one point where you, I think, went back into Thieves Town, got the purple chest, checked Cave 45 and the shovel spot, and just a whole bunch of stuff just at once that I thought was a good. I just thought was a good routing choice.
Oh, well, thank you.
We just had another narrowly squeaking through a door as was closing. You also had a couple of like particularly good boss fights. Try Next, for instance. That was very, very smooth fight.
Thanks. He tends to give me a little bit of trouble. Having butter definitely helped.
Yeah, I definitely think Butter Sword was a consolation prize for just how rough this seed was.
Yeah. That fight was the whole reason I went and bought a bunch of blue potions.
How happy were you to see the silvers?
Very. I thought it was pretty apropos that Armos had them.
I was like, come on, the one boss where, like, there's two bosses you really wanted for. Vitreous and Armos Knights, and it's on one of them. It's like, come on, dude.
Then I ran out in the Vitreous fight, and I was like, I thought I was going to die again on Vitreous.
He ranges from being kind of comical when you've got a full complement of silver arrows to like extremely dangerous when you have to fight him with other weaponry, unless you've got cape and a big enough sword, I guess.
All right, Vash is onto the home stretch here.
Geometry Wizard again. Aghanim being a little bit unfriendly here, but getting a double. And there we go. On again.
Another question for Qairyl. What's your PB right now?
My PB right now is a 225 flat.
PB is a bit of an unusual question when it comes to randomizer, just because it's not like a set guaranteed route or anything. Oh. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be moving on to the next race, so I guess we should wrap up here. Well, GD Qairyl, good run. A little bit of road bumps, but smooth in various other places to compensate. So, especially for your first actual race.
He went the entire distance of the screen and
Yeah,
didn't
definitely
stop
gave me
once.
gave me the heart flutters for a while.
It's totally RNG.
But unfortunately, we need to hop off. So,
you just watched him.
Good night, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the race, and Hi Def, if you'd like to see us out.
Sure thing. Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining us for this run. We've got another one coming up right after this, but for this race, I would like to thank Vash1978 and Qairyl. Please follow them. I'm High Def Lomain, and I'm actually not sure who our tracker is. Dusame.
Oh, wait, we've got a little bit more time. It looks like.
Whoops.
So. Well, all right. Let's see if it. Let's watch. Yeah. I still need that book. Can I have your copy now that you're done with it, Qairyl?
I'm gonna have to go find another one later anyway.
All right, that's fair.
And I want to apologize for keep saying Qairyl instead of Qairyl.
No problem. So many people do it, I don't even notice anymore.
So Vash, unfortunately, taking a fall there in phase 4. He just can probably grab the fairy gear and head right back in now. Back on to phase 2, taking a bit of an unfortunate amount of damage here from the fire bats. Needs to heal really quickly. There's a reason phase 2 is generally regarded the worst phase. You can just take so much damage so quickly. And moving back on phase 3. This should be relatively quick if Ganon doesn't feel like jumping all over the room. Being pretty nice at the moment. And back to phase 4. Torch cycle being a little bit unfriendly, but definitely a lot of magic, so not an issue.
Oh,
Needs to be careful here because taking a fire bat that close to the ledge is really dangerous. Oh!
Oh, just barely.
One more hit to go. And there we go.
That's it.
GG to Vash for completing this this very, very unfriendly seed.
And he's going to finish with a time of 2 hours, 54 minutes, and 40 seconds.
So I believe we were granted the option to have a quick post game here. So I'm just going to see if Vash is willing to come in here. Not getting a response at the moment. So I believe we might want to... All right, I guess we should probably wrap up here for the following race then. This time I'll let you talk us out, High Def.
All right. Well, thanks. Well, yes, I have been and continue to be High Def Lomain, and here with Voidborn Beast. And please follow the runners. And again, thanks to our tracker Dusame. And we're going to toss it over to the next race, which should be coming up here very shortly. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll keep watching for another race.
Good evening, Randomizer fans. How's everyone doing this wonderful evening? My name is Vitasia. I am joined tonight by Anaclusmo761. How are we doing today, Anak?
Doing really good, thank you. Excited to see some Randomizer tonight.
Yeah, we have a couple of fan favorites here tonight for our 10 o'clock race. Troopster versus Flaffykins. Troopster, of course, kind of made his big debut splash during the Key Sanity tournament. Flaffy is a longtime volunteer in the community. Everyone knows and loves her. Not as many people know and love Troopster, but man, he's gotten a pretty loyal following here from the Key Sanity tournament. It's going to be an amazing matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see the different decisions that they both come to with, with the high knowledge they have of the game and the good execution. It's going to be, what pays out, what decisions pay off, and which gambles they take, and all that good stuff. Looks like we're getting close here.
Absolutely does. Hashtags, double net in the hashtags. That, I don't know why that worries me. That it means nothing, but double hashes in anything worries me for whatever reason.
I've never seen a double item up there.
The more you see. I mean, it's not exactly the rainbow there, but we'll go with it. So for those people who may be just tuning in or have lived under a rock and are just figuring out what's going on, this is standard Legend of Zelda Link to the Past randomizer. So what the randomizer does is takes all the items, shuffles them around, makes you do things in different orders. The end goal is still to defeat Ganon. Some things you may have to do, some things you may have to do 2 or 3 times, depending on how things play out. In this particular mode, standard mode, randomized swords. I've I think I've heard it called crazy uncle mode, and I've really enjoyed that euphemism. You still have to do the escape sequence like you do normally. The rain's coming down, your uncle sneaks out, you find him almost dying in the sewers, you rescue Zelda, make your way out, deliver her to the sanctuary. Last year's Zelda Randomizer Tournament Standard Mode always guaranteed that your uncle would give you your sword, which is great, and it's great because you need a weapon to get through the escape sequence logically. This year, however, randomized swords means swords could be anywhere in the game. Uncle, though, is going to give you some sort of weapon, be it